Hello, my creative writing students. This is a quick video tutorial on writing a short story. If you read the short story assignment, all of these things may sound a little overwhelming, but I am here to help you, and so it's not so overwhelming, and so it will be a fun assignment for you to complete. Here are some terms we need to discuss. The setting is the time and place of the story. The characters are so important. Please remember to keep your characters to a minimum. Short stories are very short, obviously, and too many characters just confuses things. Short stories should be read in one sitting. Be very brief and be very selective about the number of paragraphs and about what you include. You can't have paragraphs describing your characters' home, friends, families, and pets, but you can include enough details that we understand those characters and we can learn from them. This is very important. You must have a conflict. Otherwise, you don't have a short story. You just have a very bland set of words. I went to the grocery store, I bought hot chocolate, and I came home. There must be a conflict, some tension, something for your character to overcome. Here are some characters: the hero, the strong man, the monitor, the queen. Get to know your characters. If you can't create characters that are vivid, you can't have a good novel. Characters are to a novelist what lumber is to a carpenter and bricks are to a bricklayer. Characters are the stuff of which a novel or short story is constructed. This guy looks pretty intriguing. Make your characters inviting and make them interesting, something that your reader would want to read further to get to know this character. The setting of the sniper is darkness and dim light and approaching dawn and the dark waters and machine guns and rifles. The setting can set the tone and the mood and the place in which the conflict takes place. It's very important to describe your setting in such a way that your reader feels like they are there. Sinclair Lewis said he needed to know everything about characters and the setting of the story before he started writing. He would map out imaginary towns and he would create word portraits of the characters and even name the shrubs around the character's home. You've got to get to know your character before you can write about him or her in a believable manner. Does Trisha have a black lab for protection? Is it a family hunting dog? Or does she have a lab because she saw it in a shelter? You can't just say that she has a dog. You must get to know your characters well enough so you know what he or she would do in any situation. Dialogue is another way that you can show items about your character. The vocabulary of a 5-year-old is different than that of a doctor. Your dialogue shows education, the area in which the character lives, the age, the personality. Is she or he timid or shy? Make sure that everything the character says and does is in line with who he or she is. The plot is the arrangement of the events. The complications are very important. The exposition is where you write the setting and begin to describe the character. The complicating incident and rising action is where your character faces tension, complications, problems, things to overcome. This is the high point of the story, where things are the most tense, and then the falling action leads to some kind of resolution at the end of the story. Your story needs that high point, it needs that problem, and it needs a resolution. Here are some ways that you can increase the story's tension. Don't let your characters have what they want. That's not real life. You've never known a person who got everything he or she wanted and everything in life was easy and there were no trials or problems, so you cannot create a short story like that. Ask how you can make your character's situation worse. Build flaws and conflict into your setting, create conflict between characters, and increase the consequences. There's more tension in a story if the consequences are life or death than the consequence of dropping a cookie is not being able to eat it. You've got to up the stakes. One easy way to create tension is to avoid giving your characters what they want. As an author, you may like your characters and you don't want to be mean to them, but your story will be very dull if you do not create tension and avoid giving your characters what they want. Ask yourself, what does my hero want? This will leave your readers to wonder whether or not he will get it if you keep him from getting this want or this desire right away. Here are some opening sentences. You can start with an action. The stranger came in February, one wintry day through the biting wind and the driving snow, the last snowfall of the year. Over the down, walking as it seemed from Bramblehurst railway station and carrying a little black portmanteau in his thickly gloved hand. That's the beginning of The Invisible Man. You can begin with the character. When he was nearly 13, my brother Jem got his arm badly broken at the elbow. You can start with the setting. Far out in the uncharted backwaters of the unfashionable end of the western spiral arm of the galaxy lies a small, unregarded yell sun. Or dialogue from Charlotte's Web. Where's Papa going with that axe? Said Fern to her mother as they were setting the table for breakfast. It's important to give a hook to your story. When I stepped into the bright sunlight from the darkness of the movie house, I had only two things on my mind: Paul Newman and a ride home. A statement. It is a truth universally acknowledged that a single man in possession of a good fortune must be in want of a wife, or you could build an entirely new world. Here are some writing prompts. If you're having troubles coming up with a topic, a plot, some characters for a short story. For instance, a kayak, a tent, and an endless horizon. 2,000 warriors drew their swords for a war they would not win. They were too late. The sorcerer had already collected enough power to complete the spell. As a teenagers, the boy and girl agreed to marry if neither have by their 31st birthday. Follow the boy as he attempts to sabotage every relationship the girl has till then. Please stop this video and read through these if you need additional inspiration. You can combine 3 elements to create a short story: a stolen ring, a fear of spiders, a sinister stranger, an ex-boyfriend, a pair of binoculars, and a good luck charm. Really, this is what I need you to pay attention to. Here's the basic elements of a short story. A character is in a situation with a problem. They try to solve the problem but fail, making it worse. They make a final attempt which may succeed or fail. The consequence is not as expected. Please pause the tape and work through these steps. You have a character that's in a situation with a problem. Remember the description, the characterization, and the plot. They try to solve the problem but fail. They make a final attempt which may succeed or fail. The consequence is not as expected. If all else fails, please fill out this as much as you can. You should know the author, which will be you. You have the setting, the characters, the problem, the events, and the solution. If you are stuck on a short story, fill this out. If you cannot think of a plot, think of things that have happened to you in your own life. Picture someone in your mind and try to make up a story about him or her. If you happen to be out at the mall or different places, notice someone that intrigues you and try to make up a story about his or her life. Go to any writing prompts. Open the dictionary, put your finger on one word. Open to another word, put your finger on another word, and try to make a story incorporating those 2 words. Or set a timer for 10 minutes and just start writing. Don't plan characters or settings or plots, just start writing. Don't pick up that pen or pencil until the timer goes off, and you will have some good material for that short story. As always, please call, text, or email with questions or concerns. I'm here to help you in any way. Please send your short story draft to the 2.03 short story rough draft folder. After you receive my feedback, then you can send it to the 2.04 final draft folder after you make some revisions and polish your draft. Good luck, my friends.